It's Thursday, and we all know what that means. Yes, a show that almost always starts on time.
Hey!
The show that will never get boring arguing over semantics.
Hey!
Right, it's that show on Thursday with Ziona and Slagon live on Slay Radio.
Live
and direct.
Hello, people.
Hello, everyone. It's 2024, the 28th of November, and we have a special occasion today.
We do indeed. We have the Encore64 team. They have released yet another album, Volume 2 of their first album called Encore64. So, Season 2, as it were.
Season 2, as it were, with 14 excellent C64 remixes.
Top notch.
So, yeah, from the best quality possible. So, you can expect to have chit chats today or tonight.
Not shit chats.
No, I did not.
Well, who knows?
Well, we don't know what's going to happen throughout the evening, but you can definitely expect some nice talks tonight with the artists of Encore64 version 2, and we can't wait to welcome them on air around 9 p.m. Central European time. But the first hour...
That's about 50 minutes from now.
Yeah, well, yes.
Whichever time zone you're in, it's still 50-ish minutes.
We just needed to make sure everything works technically, I guess. So it's
well, it kind of works.
Kind of works. So, yeah, requests are welcome tonight, but we prioritize the new album's tracks.
Yes,
so
and if you join us on Discord, I have posted all the tracks from the album on there, a list of the tracks, so you can request off of those. And to join us on Discord, you just go to slay.radio/Discord, which is also where all the team members are currently chatting. And we have the channel called Encore64 V2 Questions on there, which you can post questions to the team.
So if you have any questions, that would be appreciated if you would post it to that channel. Otherwise, it might get lost in the conversation thread, I guess, because it happens sometimes that we don't notice it. So, yeah.
Also, speaking of conversation, just post the questions in that channel. Do not start a conversation in there. If you want to have a conversation, do that in the public channel.
That's a smart idea as well.
Yes.
You are very smart today.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So, namely, let's see who you can question today, because for sure we know that Barry Leitch, Peter Clarke, Bass Cadet, Theo, and Turbo Knight will be with us. And then Jogeir Liljedahl and Glyn Brown and who do I forget?
Maybe Danko.
Yes, surprise. We will see. But
like I said on the chat on Discord, we're trying something new this time. So the guests kind of have a revolving door policy. So they hop in when they can, and then they leave when they can no longer, I don't know, stand us or have other things to do.
I feel definitely that will have a feel of a spontaneous kind of chat there. So it's possible. And then just to give you the full picture, so I don't forget about anyone on the list. Romeo Knight is also on the album, Tomsk as well, LMan. And Mattias, Brian, and I believe that we definitely talked about all the artists here.
I think we covered all of them, yes.
Yes, so I just take it very seriously that no one should be missed. So, yes.
And Jogeir did 3 tracks for the album, so it feels like there should be more names, but Jogeir took up 3 spots on the 14-track album.
That is a good enough reason for us to start the show with one of Jogeir's tracks, right?
Excellent idea.
Thank you. I also have excellent ideas.
Sometimes it happens.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah, excellent. So I think that it would be very appropriate to start with the intro track of the album, Ocean Loader 3, which has an intro feel to it. Right. And he
Perfect.
said yes. You guys cannot see him, but I can. Yay.
Aha, sneaky.
Okay, so let's kick off the show. Love this end part. To tell you the truth, that was the part which was very hard to catch for me note by note, and I asked Peter back in the days when I did this, and I still didn't upload it to Akio because I need to finish it. But yes, it was a compo version at some point. But it's yes, I love these notes at the end as well. Yeah. Well, what can we say? It's a pro execution as usual.
Yes. And as usual on the Encore albums, Danko has mastered all of the tracks. I believe he did some mixing on some of them as well, but we can ask the team later on exactly the process over there.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Danko is on YouTube. Hello, Danko. Hey, bror.
Hello.
So,
Are you going to join us later?
Well, he can if he wants to.
Yeah, of
or
course.
If he has the possibility.
No pressure. It would be nice.
Always nice.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, excellent start of the evening. But yeah, we need to turn that monitor away a little bit on that end. Because it's right there.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, nobody cares.
No, it doesn't matter, but I'll turn it on during the next track.
Well,
it's
I
fine.
wanted to do that before the show, but no.
Oh,
no.
okay. Danko is moving closer. He's now on Twitch. So he moved from YouTube to Twitch, and soon he's going to be on the call as well, I think.
On our screen. Soon he will appear on our screen.
Like Lilla gubben I lådan.
Oh, Lilla gubben I lådan?
Yeah.
Is that?
Gubben I lådan.
Yeah, I understand what it means, but then explain it to the ones that don't have the Swedish
Jack in the box.
Jack in the box?
Yeah, you know the
one that is jumping out?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Gubben I lådan.
Lilla gubben I lådan.
Well,
okay.
it's not the lilla, that part I added. But gubben I lådan.
Lila doesn't mean purple, just in case anyone is wondering.
That's lila.
because not confusing at all, right?
No, it is not.
No.
It's like hair and here, not confusing. Here is my hair.
That is not
Lilla,
confusing.
lila. Two entirely different words.
Yeah, I
I
understand.
don't know.
Yeah, I get it. Anyway,
Pete says, more like a bad smell. You can't get rid of him. Speaking of Danko, that is.
Oh, and Gash is with us as well of Triad.
Hello, Gash.
Yeah, excellent. Chidsib Show, Max Hall.
Oh yeah, hello.
Hello there.
Hey Max, hope you're doing well, and that all of that business goes as it should, with the doctors and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he posted on Facebook. So anyway, it doesn't matter right now.
It matters.
Yes, of course it does, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Thank you, Maltus, by the way, resubscribed on Twitch and also gifted Danko a sub. So thank you for that. It's very nice. Where is it? Right there. Yes. Whee! Awesome.
Yeah, we use Twitch for so long, and these expressions like subscribing are so confusing for me still.
Yeah.
How do you subscribe to a free show? Like,
I don't understand either.
Yeah, it's weird. And then, the funniest part was that last week we had the transmission 64 transmission. Yeah, and that was the day when I figured out that on Twitch you can actually send private messages, and they are called whispers. And for how long are we using Twitch now? But I'm not behind the wheel when it comes to Twitch, so you initiate that, but it's...
Yeah. Also, the chat function is based off of IRC, so it has had private messaging forever, since like the early 90s.
I guess it had, but that was not the main purpose of the platform, and I never thought of it, that it's even possible. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Does make kind of sense.
That. Yeah. Oh, right. And people started to request songs as it appears. And thanks to your little list, we have The Blowed requesting Turbo Night and Plastic Pop featuring the Danko. Well, who else when it comes to Plastic Pop, right?
Well, Mordy did a Plastic Pop that didn't feature Danko.
No, but, you know, he gave birth to this whole...
He did indeed.
Whole thing. So, let's give it a listen.
Here's some Poppy Danko.
Yeah, the unforgettable yaw is always there. So, yeah, incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually re-recorded the vocals or just reused the ones he recorded previously for his own plastic pop.
It felt like it's the same intonation and the same sounds, and I remember the whole thing as exactly the same, so I think that he did not record himself again.
Yeah, original recordings from the first version, he said.
Haha.
Haha.
Haha, I recognize that.
And I like the fact that not only are people asking questions on the channel, the team is actually answering them as well. And we will read back some of the questions in that channel so that more people that are just viewing this and are not on Discord will actually get the benefit of hearing the questions and the answers.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So maybe do not spoil all the questions, guys. No, it's okay. I mean, obviously. Do you have any burning questions on your end that you kind of figured out and want to ask the guys?
No burning questions as such. We've been kind of following the progress of this through Pete in a way, in our little own discussion. So been updated along the way. So I don't really have any like questions from like an outsider perspective per se.
I mean,
I think
it makes sense. However, there are a lot of interesting things behind preparing an album, I guess, and it's a long process, and it's also, we talked about this, like herding cats. Maybe this show will be also herding cats.
Yeah, I guess we'll know in about 33 minutes.
Yeah, excited, pretty
Yeah,
much.
very excited.
So, yeah, especially that there is this surprise factor that anytime anyone can join the call from the team. So we do not know when and who else will join. We do not know. Ooh.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And I accidentally pressed the wrong button earlier. So if you are watching the video stream, you may have actually seen the team that is already sitting there waiting. On screen for a little bit.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
I hope nobody was picking their nose or anything like that.
No, but yeah, it's kind of fun. It's especially fun that we don't always have the guests on air like in the first hour, right?
Yeah.
Now it felt safer that way, and also like we can feel more prepared, they can feel more prepared.
Yeah, now the audio quality should be a little bit better on the video call as opposed to last time we did an interview, because that was absolute fucking horse shit.
That the others confirm it before we actually, you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a hi-fi quality audio, but at least it's a little bit better and doesn't clip.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Yeah. It sounded good on a transmission, which essentially is the same as what they hear. So, should be at least. So anyway, who cares? Nobody.
Good that we talk about things that
yeah,
nobody
exactly.
cares about. Meanwhile.
Don't we always?
Aww. Yeah, sometimes we do. But anyway, to me, it's just, preparing an album is like, it's such a huge project. And especially if you are on your own, and you can talk about this as well, because you did a sort of shorter album, but still it was an album, the Cinematic 64. And
yeah, it was half of the tracks that Encore64 Volume 2 has. Only 7 tracks, but
yeah,
still.
But all of them were your products, and it always makes me think like, oh my God, when you are under pressure and you need to...
Under pressure.
Exactly. You need to finish tracks for an album by time, and it's not like a party deadline, because a party deadline gives you still some option to do a finalized version, right? But an album release is an album release, and after that it's gonna be like final forever. So it needs to be like the perfection what you can actually produce at that point in time, right? So, and several tracks by one artist, that's even bigger pressure.
Yeah, like Jogeir. 3 on this album.
Yeah,
But
but he is just doing blah, 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 and everything will be fine.
Oh, yeah, that's...
that's what he does.
See, Jogeir, she's diminishing you even before we get on there. He just throws some notes in there. Done.
No, he throws in some notes there and they just work. And they are very proportional. Like last time when he was visiting Gothenburg with the sleigh gathering in August, I think we talked until like 4 a.m. At night. And we talked about like making music and whatnot. And I think I raised this with him, that his songs are so proportional. Like the drum line and the bass is so much like you feel like there is just no room for improvement there. Like everything is where it should be. And I would love to take the perspective of Danko on that as well, because he definitely will tell you in a second that, okay, that kick drum needs to be -1 decibel.
Or minus 0.2.
Yes, 1.2 or 2.5, and he will be able to tell you that. So I don't know if he agrees with me on that. I would love to hear
very
that.
good ears.
Yeah, it's just I mean, I cannot find a better word than so proportional. Like, balanced, maybe. Yeah.
Very balanced. It's like he's some sort of professional or some shit.
Yeah, like seriously. Later.
Yeah,
Questions later. Let's just carry on with whatever we have on our list. I love the fact that someone already asked for Tetris. Unknown Tetris and Barry fan. Tetris is a 27-minute long track from the album, and we might play parts of it tonight.
We have an idea.
We have some ideas, not the whole 27 minutes without a break or talk, because yes, that's for you guys later on to enjoy. So.
Yeah, maybe it's a track that we can put on as a bed for the next show, and we only need that one track, and that's going to cover us for the entire show. Perfect.
Or the last half hour, and that's it. And then bye, longest wind down ever. Yeah, that works. So let's continue with Lord Evil's request.
Lord Evil!
We both gonna love this because Completo is one of those tracks that both me and Slagon are just in love with forever and ever.
I first heard it, I don't know, I've told this story so many times, and it's in the Remix 64 description of my remix of this track as well. But I was the one who initially released the SID in like 88 in Bergen, Norway. At the party there. I wasn't supposed to, but accidentally kind of sort of did, because nobody told me I couldn't. And then I felt bad about it for like decades, and then I thought, fuck, and nobody noticed it even, basically. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do a remix of it now. Then I did, released it, and now we have LMan, we have Vincenzo's done a remix of it. Was it Sidrip Alliance who did a remix of it as well?
They did as well, I think. Not it was either Hermit or
yes, Hermit.
But I think we have about 5-6 Completo versions right now currently.
I love it, and this is an excellent addition because LMan. What can I say?
Excellent.
Excellent indeed.
Yeah. So, Completo by LMan for Lord Evil. Like,
oh yeah.
like a good cold drink in the warmest summer.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
That was great.
Yep, I can see that he got some inspiration.
Yeah, sounded a
From
little
my
bit,
fellas?
like a bit of inspiration from Hermit there.
Yeah, I think that both Vincenzo and Hermit did excellent versions of this, and this is also taking it to the next level. So it's really really nice and crisp and everything you could hear. So
and Danko said, "This remix is amazing, and the guitar performance is sublime. Too bad whoever mixed it fucked it up. Is all."
Wonderful that was.
So I presume then, Danko, that you did both the mixing and mastering of that track then. I guess.
I'm actually wondering who did the guitars? Is LMan playing guitars?
Jogeir said, "I guess guitar work is sublime on this one." So
Okay.
Romeo and I.
I started to wonder which VST is that.
Yeah, that's definitely not a VST. You would need to work really, really, really hard to make a VST sound like that.
I guess anything is possible.
Yeah,
but
it's
still,
doable, but it would probably be easier to learn to play the guitar.
Probably. Probably. Ever so slightly.
And yes, Danko mixed it as well. He says, "Jo, natürlich. Aber natürlich." No, even me and German, don't mix.
Aber natürlich.
Yeah,
Genau.
There we go.
Right.
And you're, what, a quarter German or something?
I did not count, but some of my grandparents were like kind of there. Swedish origins and stuff, so it's in my blood. And I just like to say this because funnily enough, I guess German is not an easy language to learn for most of the people, or at least it wasn't for my classmates, and they kept telling me, nah, no, not gonna, I don't like it, I don't whatever. And I was always like, from the first moment, I love it, it's just so nice. It's like, you kind of notice that when everyone else is like, you go against the crowd and then listen, I don't know what your problem is with this, I really like it. So I guess it's just in the blood. I don't know.
I technically should be easy enough for me to learn German. I just never took the time to actually learn. I actually studied French when I went to school.
Yeah,
and I can count. I can still count to 10. That's about it. And I can say, "Voulez-vous appeler, s'il vous plaît?" Meaning, could you please spell it out? Which is useful, I guess.
That was one useful class for you then.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. The Blode asks, when you say this album will hit the shelves, is this going to be released on Spotify or maybe a special CD a la Fastloaders CC4 Rocks? It's going to be on Spotify at least. And also it will be, you can see some of the QR codes I post, like on LMan's Completo there. They will go up on Remix 64. They are already up there, so RKO and Remix 64. They will be there. Someone on YouTube asks if there will be FLAC versions of that. Certainly a question we can take to the team and see if there are ways to get FLAC recordings of that as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is a high demand for that. So
yeah,
I'm actually trying to check now whatever is going on YouTube, because I did not follow whatever is going on there. It's always so weird to have this time machine and see us doing things
YouTube
there.
is a time machine.
Yeah, it shows like a few seconds before. It's
no, after.
Right.
Unless
right.
it's a future time machine.
I had a long day, okay. Before, after.
I think mine was equally long, the same amount of minutes and hours and whatnot.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mine was a little bit more relaxed, I guess, in the sense that I'm not gonna continue my work at Telia anymore. So tomorrow will be my last day. So I'm kind of winding things down there. So
yeah, but
interesting times ahead.
I don't know if it must have been more relaxed because you were definitely fixated on the setup here.
Yeah, well, work-wise, I meant.
Yeah, I know it's stressful. Yeah, we talked about the setup of the studio before the show. And hi, Mibri. Thank you very much. So we tried to dig into it because Slagon routed the whole studio, and
there's a lot of cables.
I'm one of those people that don't like to just get a little piece of things, so he just calls me in, and then I think I need to read the 100-page manual up because I really want to understand it from the start to the end. And there are things that he also does not understand with this whole system, and I'm sure that there is an explanation for that. But
yeah, and just ask Danko how good I am at actually identifying things, even in my own tracks in Cubase. Like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot to just disable this or that, whatever. When I sent stems, a render of a track that he was supposed to master for me, and then I kind of forgot to switch off some feature or whatever it was.
Happens to the best of us, I think. Once it was a party release remix, I think, and it was a big noise around me, and I definitely let one of those tracks on, which was not really audible because it was full, very full, sounded very full anyway, and it was crammed with everything that you can imagine. So it happens to everyone at some point, I guess.
It does at some point.
Yeah, but it's all good.
Righty-dighty, warm up your question fingers and put your questions in the Encore64 V2 questions channel. And to get to that channel, you can find it on Discord, slay.radio/Discord.
Yes, so 15 minutes and we are going on air, and I don't want to stress them out. I know how that feels. Like it's familiar to me still.
Follow this.
Yeah. Yes, but prepare your questions. Guys, believe me, it's only the first few minutes that are painful. After that, everyone will be more relaxed. It's okay. There's a reason why I'm also getting a little bit of liquid courage right now. Yeah, it's responsibility, okay?
Yeah, I have... that's... I need
no
to fix
memory
that.
card.
Yeah, no memory. Cannot play. Okay. We got these glasses from JLD. And I'm just drinking some weak-ass beer. Norrlands Guld. And I know you're going to hate me for that, Danko. Oh, fucking buttery shit.
Well, here's the thing. If he drinks enough of that, that also
becomes
loosens
buttery.
him up. Yeah. So even if he keeps telling me, no, it's just a weakness, whatnot.
Yeah, of course. If you drink enough of it, obviously.
Which you are definitely capable of. I would not even be remotely capable to drink half of it.
And Pete says, so appropriate. A slag on no memory card, yeah.
We lost our memories and cards.
No memory card, no problem, says Mibri. True.
That's it. So...
Yeah, got 99 problems, but the memory card ain't one.
Makes sense. Let's see what's on the request list, however, because I'm sure that we have some more. Oh, look at that. I think we need to play this one also because, hang on a minute, where am I? Where am I here?
Right there.
Yes, I'm back. So now I know where I am. Let's see. Yes, Proton requested artillery from Jogeir.
Ooh. And you haven't heard any of these yet, have you?
Not yet. So yes, because I had a bit of a cramped day, and I run home, and I had packages to pick up, and I'm traveling in 2 days, so I'm all over the place a little bit. So sorry about that, but I'm so curious.
I can imagine.
Yes. So
Let's hear it then.
it's a beautiful 7-minute track.
How do you know?
Seven
You
and
haven't
a
heard
half.
it.
7.5. I'm pretty sure it will be beautiful. Yeah.
There we go.
Approved. 100%.
Link to the
1000%.
track on Remix64. Very, very nice work there.
Well, it's already. That's so. Seriously.
Seriously.
Wow, the guys have been really firm with releasing that album on RKO. I just realized.
Yeah, I think Pete uploaded the whole thing like 2 days ago.
Wow, fantastic. It's they are going for the remixer of the year again, I think.
I think so.
It might be. Might be some.
I think. Where is it? Here we go. And also, I did this little graphic. Oh, I might turn off the QR code in the background because it's fugly. There we go. This is the people who have been around the remixing scene for a bit. All of their awards in various things. These are all part of the Encore64 team. So we have Jogeir, Pete, Romeo, Glyn, Tomsk, Turbonite, Mattias, Brian, and LMan, of course, and all the various positions they got in all the various remixers of the years and the anniversary compo and what else did we have? Oh, the Bit Live remix compo. Yeah, they regularly, as you can see from the chart there, place high on those lists. So yeah, very, very talented group, and we only have 2.5 minutes before we are supposed to get them on air. Should we just kind of, now that I showed you this, should we maybe just bring them on?
Well, after the next track, I think there
so
should be an appropriate entrance. We are not just going to throw something there.
So throw on a short track then, and
let me
let's
check.
see what we can muster up in terms of visuals of the team.
I wonder if FS is no. I wonder if Pete allows us request that is not Encore64 V2, but
maybe V1.
The situation is that the Cybernoid 2 Alt Rock remix from Pete was requested.
Just search for Alt Rock.
Yes, I know.
It might be Cybernoid E.
I can do the alphabetical order thing, and
I'm
then I
sure
will
you can.
just
I can do the alphabetical order too. A, B.
The problem is when the track is not where it is supposed to be, which is the situation here. So let me just check what's wrong. Check, because we had some database issues here with that one. And we still might have that actually. As I know, there we go. Okay. So yeah, FS requested Cybernoid 2 Alt Rock mix by Pete. So if Pete will forgive us for that, to play that request, then we will. And after that, we are going to come back with everyone else.
The team!
Okay.
It's Clarke, Cybernoid 2, not from Encore64 Volume 2. However, these guys are.
They are.
They are indeed. So, let's start maybe with introductions. I don't know, you start. I don't know if you see the same order I do, but you go ahead, whoever wants to start.
That's very kind of you, Slagon.
Nobody wants to start.
Names. Hi, I think I'm the first if you see it.
Oh.
I'm Turbo
Yes.
Knight. From Finland. I don't know. I don't have much to say about stuff, but if you want to know something about my history, I used to be a demo setter like 20 years ago. Then I took a little 20-year pause on stuff and came back doing music with this awesome dude and been up to it so far, and it's great.
Well, you certainly took it to a very pro level in a very short time after 20 years of pause.
Yeah, but you know, it took like 35 years to come to this point because I'm kind of guy who learns only by doing mistakes, you know.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
All right. Jogeir.
Yes, hello. What do you want?
Hi. Could you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Jogeir Liljedahl. I am here in Norway. It's very cold today. I don't like it. But I'm here and I'm drinking a beer. Sorry for those offended. And yeah. And I love music. 64 and Amiga. Amiga.
No
64,
way.
I should say.
We can see that.
No way, it's Norway. I'm from Norway, yeah.
We can see that. You're sitting in the darkness like you're ashamed of the Amiga or something.
No, I'm not. I hid it. It's here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see it because it's too dark.
Yeah, it's too dark. It is dark and it's very cold here in Åleby.
And can you remember since when are you exactly around the scene and everything, music related?
Well, music. Well, I would say around 90.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when I started, like in the scene, yeah. But it didn't like go a bit more crazy around 92, I think. Yeah, when you turn like 16, something happens with you. I don't know what, you know.
Is the
And
teenage
from 16 to
crisis?
like 18, I was, of course, the most productive I've ever been. But that's like, you know, if you look at other musicians, it's almost the same around that time. And then the bar just drops off a bit. And then it goes like 20 years, like Antti had mentioned as well. Then it goes back up again. I don't know why. I don't know why. But,
Yeah, you
there
guys
go.
just talked about Jerutel, I think, throughout the call.
Yeah,
And,
you heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just crazy. But it's like that for very many peoples.
Yeah, makes sense. Like, well, what, he was 15 or 16 when he did Supremacy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
Like a 4-hour thingy.
yeah.
One night.
Just like that.
Can we move on maybe and get Sanna maybe to present herself? Kiitos paljon.
Yeah, base cadet or Susanna Vilema, also from Finland, and yeah, I make these Kilos 658580 shirts. And I've been active in the demo scene for 30 years so far. I think I come from first Commodore Amiga scene, and then New School PC, and also Commodore PET scene. And I've been working on some stuff on Commodore 64 for a while as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I was extremely happy to meet you. Like, I think that we started to communicate live actually on revision was the second time, I think. Like even before we hopped into each other on a party. And yeah, I'm always incredibly happy especially to meet girls on the scene. So I'm like, so. And yeah, you guys did an incredible concert as well on Revision.
Yeah.
So
Her and Romeo
as
Night.
well.
yeah.
Next 2023.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Yes, yes, exactly. So, so many parties. Actually, I get confused. Yeah. So, yeah, it's. I think that we should maybe do this roundtable thing then, and then after that, get
moving on
into
to Theo.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm Theo. I started on Amiga, and I'm a Hungarian guy living in Germany. So yeah, and I started making music with 18, so not 16 like Jogeir was his high period. And yeah, still making music for Amiga, and the tools got better. So meanwhile, I enjoy making music. So yeah, and I'm glad to be part of this group.
Looking forward to hearing your tracks. I haven't had the chance to actually listen to yours yet.
Necropolo did a good job making it better than it was.
Oh, well,
Ooh, okay.
Necropol always does that. I've had him play some guitar on my tracks as well, and he just lifts them every single time.
I have a feeling that it's gonna bite, right?
Yeah, it has some power in it, I hope.
Yeah. All right, Barry, over there in the US or the A.
Indeed. Happy Thanksgiving from America.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And happy Thanksgiving to you too. Glad you could take the time to sit here with us today.
Yeah, I get to go downstairs and have a big turkey dinner in
Oh.
20 minutes.
Just could you pull the microphone closer?
Sorry, yes.
Oh, that's better.
So yeah, I started in the demo scene back in 85, 86, doing Commodore 64 demos, which unfortunately led me down a bad path into the video game industry, where I worked for 25 years or so. And since then I've been freelancing, working on games and kids' toys and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You've been doing that since what, the early 90s?
2000, well, I mean, I've been in video games since 86.
Yeah.
Been in toys since about 2000. Yeah, 2000.
So to 2000, you say?
Yeah, I was working at Atari Games out in California, and you could see that Atari. It was the original Atari games. They'd been there since like 1973 or something, and you could just tell the company was starting to go down the tube. So I took a job at Fisher Price Toys for a few years, then went freelance.
Wow. Yeah, it's such a nice past everyone has here.
Yeah.
It's like incredible. And I think that if you can turn the mic towards you, maybe a little bit more, like
Very
let's
low
say-
on volume.
I'll talk louder as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
now
that's
it's
good.
better. Yeah. I think that it needs to be the direction where you speak.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, so we have the surprise guest of Danko popping in as well. Nice beard, mate. Oh, you're muted.
Oh,
There we go. I unmuted you. There we go.
You call this a beard, mate? It's the Danko stash, but I'm getting older, so it also gets, more.
Yeah, more. More
I
is
thought
better.
that it's December, so you were actually hovering towards some Santa Claus feel there.
Well, I mean, it's complicated.
Of course it is.
You know what they say, with a big mustache comes big responsibility.
Oh yes, they
Makes
do
sense.
say
Can
that.
you imagine, the weight on my shoulders with this?
I can imagine the weight on your neck from that beard.
That
Well, that's
sounded
the
like it's a
headphones, but,
bigger,
pretty good.
sounded like it's a bigger weight than the whole Encore project for you.
This time, actually, yes, because I just dumped everything, and Peter Clarke and Jogeir and Romeo and I, those three especially, had to run the whole deal. Then I just came in at the end, did some final things, and like, I made this. So I mastered it. But yeah. The previous two albums, I was way more involved, but not this time. But I think they made it pretty well without me, to be honest.
From what I've heard so far, the tracks we played and the ones I actually had time to listen to beforehand, they do sound fabulous. So yeah, good job on all of you.
Agreed.
Yeah, we all improve and evolve. I think one of the biggest takeaways for everybody on these three albums we've done now over 3 years or something like that is that we all listen and learn, like Barry said, and how if you compare the first tracks 3 years ago to now, everybody improved something somewhere, including myself, obviously. And that is one of the biggest takeaways, where there's so many talented people and awesome people that you grow up with listening to and love the music. And I love your music. No, I love your music. You're so awesome. No, you're so awesome. Like, it's a big love fest. And then we all listen and learn. It's actually really great. This time I spent way less time mastering the album compared to the last two, because the truth be told, the mixes were way better than the first album. So, and also we do these back and forth. So even if I haven't been involved for a year and a half, I was kind of involved the last 2 months with some feedback. And then that made it really simple and easy for me to, I think I spent 10 days on and off mastering it. And that's nothing compared to the other ones. And still it sounds really good. So that's not thanks to me, it's thanks to everybody else who really delivered amazing mixes. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all amazing.
Yeah.
And let's do the quick roundtable.
Yes,
and after
and
that, we will deep dive into the whole thing.
Yeah, and then of course the project manager himself, Mr. Peter Clarke. How are you, mate?
I need a big introduction. Nobody's seen enough of me, you know what I mean? Nobody knows who I am. It's been such what feels like such a long, foggy journey from when we all commenced on Encore64 Volume 2. And here we are on release day on the 28th of November. And it's amazing. It was huge not having Danko with me, I've got to say. The guy is kind of backing himself out a little bit and saying, no, I didn't do that much. He was absolutely huge on the first two albums in terms of the project management and driving it. And so I missed him like my right leg when he was kind of not there. That said, he was always communicating with me one-on-one in certain things. He's absolutely right. Everybody who was involved on the first one to the second one to the third one, there's been kind of an evolution in terms of people's ears and abilities and mixing skills. And on the project server just today, you've got Romeo Knight and a couple of other people saying, and in the interview that Lala has very, very kindly put onto Remix 64, called a peek behind the curtains, which is quite humorous and worth a read, guys, if you want to know a little bit more about the project and how it ran. Friendships, collaborations, feedback. It's the thing I believe that makes some of these album tracks stand that next step up, is because you've had all those talented ears listening and giving you feedback and saying, you know, this, that, and the whole album benefits. Everybody knows my history, I think. I was kind of around at Ocean, 86, 87. Very short excursion into the Commodore 64 music scene. And then out again and playing in bands really since then, but then on to Remix 64 around 2011. And I've kind of been in and out of there and, you know, done an odd track on Remix 64 since 2011 or so. But yeah, project management, maybe a little bit because I had to this time. It was a little bit like herding cats, Saigon. Certainly with some people more than others. No names mentioned. Turbo, right? With anybody else. But yeah, you kind of. You kind of find the people who are very easy to kind of move along in a direction, and then other people just need a little bit more love and care. I've got a nod to you, Guy Liljedahl. I've got a nod at Ike at Romeo Night. Just the extra step up that I got from those two guys when Danko needed to kind of focus his attention elsewhere has been superb. So thank you so much for what you put into it as well, guys. The project management wasn't just about me. You know, it was about other people helping the thing along as well. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the team. Not all of it, but as you can see, quite a bunch. And as I showed you earlier with this little overlay here, if you can read that, they've been around. Now I don't have Danko on this one because he didn't actually have a track on there. Me be stupid, so sorry Danko.
He has just too many tracks. Too many things to list there. Anyway, you just
true.
Yeah, you just should be strict.
Look at last year's remix of the year. And every single award, except for the extra one, I actually was involved in. So
Oh well.
it's like the man behind the curtain, like.
And now,
The backstage guy.
now we lifted the curtain. There we go. Not behind the curtain anymore.
Lifetime Achievement Award, yeah.
Okay.
That would be Peter Clarke for sure. I'm not worthy of that one. I could get like perhaps at best like outstanding background achievement. Peter Clarke, he should, and I anticipate that he will win the Lifetime Achievement Award next time. Because like, dude, come on, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, big movie shop, definitely.
I guess all of, since you were part of the first album, most of you, I think, except for Theo and Bass Cadet, were part of the first album as well.
Romeo wasn't on that either, I think.
Who?
Antti, were you on the first one?
Yeah. No, I came with the second one.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
But was the timeline roughly the same for the second one as it was for the first? As in when you kind of took the decision and then started to actually work on the tracks until Danko had finished the mastering, which was what, 2 days ago?
yeah, for sure. On the first album, it was 7 people, or 7 musicians. Let's put it that way. And the people who are still on the third project are myself and Tomsk, Glyn Brown, and who am I missing out? Who am I going to offend? And Danko, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Boz was originally involved, would you believe? It was actually going to... the original concept, I kind of put to Danko and I put to Boz. And then just for various reasons, which I won't go into, Boz kind of said, no, I'm going to bow out. And so we went looking for guests. And that was kind of when Tomsk and Glyn Brown appeared. And obviously Fred Gray decided to come and make a contribution on that first one as well, which was brilliant to have him in. But timeline, we kind of kicked off around May, June time in the year, and we were kind of done by the end of October on the first one. And it's not been that dissimilar on this one. Maybe it's been a little bit longer, but just because of some of the unexpected hiccups.
Yeah.
There are always unexpected hiccups.
Vincenzo, we forgot. Yeah,
of course.
Vincenzo, yeah.
Yeah. Really.
The thing is, like, Pete said, initially it was supposed to be 3 geezers, Boss, Pete, and me, for reasons, and we're like, let's pick 3 tracks each from our own repertoire, and let's have everybody just, remix them. That was the basic idea. And then that didn't happen. So the reason why we actually got a bit too many tracks from our own catalog on the first one is because of that, because we were already kind of halfway through the production.
Yeah.
And that we didn't do on Encore 500, then except for Pete, who wanted to do Complications on the 64, because it's also a 64 track, but the original was Amiga, and then he did Complications on Encore 500. But other than that, we kind of broke out of that idea, and for the second album and this one, anybody select whatever they want to do, and that's fine. This is one of the main reasons, like, do whatever you want to do, as long as you love it. That's, But the first album was a bit different because of the idea with Boss, Pete, and me, and that didn't work because we weren't. I don't know. We needed more people to help us do a better album, and I think the outcome was pretty good. So.
I would say so, yeah. You kind of wrote it too hard. Rodde i hamnen. What is the phrase in English?
You fucking nailed it.
Rode like a horse in the waters.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, yeah, that's Brits.
But I guess how the project is taking shape, the first one, you are not entirely certain what you can expect of, but after there is a good recipe and you create the third one, that's a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a little thing to play here, namely for Pete, who has a birthday today.
Oh no!
66th birthday on the same day you released the album.
Yes, how
Ziona,
appropriate.
Yeah, Ziona, if you play a Sid by Proton, I'm going to disconnect and not come back. Yeah.
Oh my God! Should we be afraid? He also really wanted to greet you with this personally. And Rock is also involved. Not only him, so... Are you game?
It's your show. You know what Boss says many times.
I don't want to say that because I don't want you to fuck off.
Boss will just say, my show, my choice. If you don't like it, off. Yeah.
Yep. Not saying such things. You hang by.
I know. If this is honestly, seriously, if this is a Proton Sid, I cannot believe that even on this show, he's managed to get a piece of his music into the show.
But with all his best intentions, and Rock is also involved, and it's called Happy Birthday, so...
Look, look, this is where I am, look.
But do we have another choice? You have a birthday, we need to celebrate.
No.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so...
I'm not serious. I'm obviously not serious.
Oh man.
What?
Oops.
Bite it.
Why would I press that when I never press that because you keep pressing it?
Well, I can't press it from here. Need to press it there. Anyway,
Anyway, happy
well,
birthday,
a little
Pete.
bit of Proton and happy birthday, Pete.
Thank you, Ziona. Thank you, Slagon.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, boss fade because I accidentally pressed Ziona's finger
He
when I
is-
was going to grab the mouse. And
He's
she-
starting to
I suspect
fiddle.
that- I
Yeah.
suspect that might not be your only boss fade this evening, but we'll see. Yeah.
Well, we will try our best to avoid that, but...
we will try our best to do more boss fades, I think.
And if anyone wouldn't know what boss fade is, it means that you just press stop in the middle of the song. That's
Yeah.
boss fade. So yeah. And other people are coming to the channel on several channels actually.
Several
channels are coming to the channel because well, Morphos is with us as well.
Oh, yeah, hello, Morpheus. So, we said 14 tracks. There's Ocean Loader, Nemesis, Popcorn,
Nice
Popcorn?
choice to
Plastic
make
Popcorn?
Bomb?
wireless.
I'm sorry.
Is it wireless, Danko? No.
Last Ninja 2, Fist 2, Artillery Supremacy, Completo Illumination, Bittersweet Tetris, Xenophobe, Green Beret, and Warhawk are the tracks on that album. And like I mentioned earlier, it's out on RKO now, so you can go and
Slick.
actually listen to them. Tac 2s. There you go.
Ooh.
Oh, I missed it. Never mind. I thought maybe we could throw in some questions from the channel here. Let's start with an easy one. Well, I know when we get to Danko, it's not going to be an easy answer. The question is easy. But Bolo asks, what's your favorite food or alcohol to compose on their door? So while you're composing, I guess, is the question. Anyone want to start there?
I'll open, but I'll be pragmatic. It's very rare I actually end up sitting with proper food in front of my workstation. The way that you tend to compose and you tend to work, it tends to be horrible things like pot noodles and fast food and crap that you eat while you just keep working and composing. Yeah, that kind of, once the tap is running with the creative stuff and a remix, I tend not to stop. I just keep going and just snack and eat crap, basically. So,
Yeah, and you don't want to interrupt the flow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyone else? Base Cadet, maybe?
I don't either want to be eating food right in front of my computer and the instruments or drinking alcohol either. And it's usually my boyfriend who interrupts my flow that maybe you should eat something, when maybe we should cook something together.
I like that.
I don't know, can you get some special sounds out of the theremin using like a banana or something instead of hands?
You could use pretty much whatever, since even fruit flies can ruin your playing when you're trying to play that. And once a banana fly landed on top of the pitch antenna and ascended the pitch with half a semitone.
Yeah, and also you can't have like air going on or open window, I guess, because it has the same impact, right?
Air doesn't do that from what I know. It's capacitive field, so it's mostly moisture or something else.
Okay, so wind is not really interacting with it that much, but yeah, I think we talked about this like on the party as well, that even longer nails can have an impact, right? So
Yeah, but I have long fingernails, but you can get used to that.
Yeah.
They're not blocking the playing, the theremin or whatever.
Yeah, you just compensate, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
But, for example, I don't play the violin right now because of the fingernails, but I can play the saxophone and the synthesizers and the theremin and sing, of course.
well, that's enough though, like for one day, 1 month even.
I can imagine being a little bit tricky to play the violin with those nails.
Yeah, I can only play 3 strings and that's it. Or the lowest string, I think. That's it.
And then you get used to a certain length, and the problem is when one breaks or all of them need to be go.
I hate when that happens, and then I have to redo one nail because it's a nightmare trying to type with the typewriter or computer keyboard when one of the nails is suddenly so much shorter than the rest.
I totally feel you. Same here. Only I don't play the theremin, and I think it might be the most sensitive instrument ever when we think about it, right?
Very likely. Even if I tilt my head a little or raise my leg a little, and it's not the same note anymore, and you can even hear your heartbeat while playing it.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah, and certainly the most stressful as well when you do live performance. So
yes, it will sense your fear.
Yeah, I like that's very appropriate to say. But I think you guys were still amazing, and I don't know why I recalled revision, because I remember also like in the basement when you guys were playing at X, right? But I don't know why we went to at least 4 or 5 events even this year, or at least I have been. And honestly,
we also played a revision last year. Sorry, this year.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just after a while, it gets like, oh my God, where that event have been? So I record that outer room there that was there, and Can you? Yes, exactly. I'm actually wondering, Slegon, if we see the full screen there or here. Can I just?
What do you mean full screen?
Like, is this what everyone sees,
yes.
or is that what everyone sees?
That's for us.
Oh, okay. I thought we are not part of the screen. That's it. But Bammer, we are. So
I guess for Jogeir, that's tequila.
Yeah, and beer, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And beer.
Yeah.
I like his taste with the tequila.
Oh yeah.
Gold.
Yeah. It can get a little obnoxious if I use, the orange and stuff. So I just drink it like bar. And having a big napkin on me.
Yeah, of course.
Just in case.
Just in case you spill, so you can.
All my keyboards are just plastic anyway, so I can just throw a bucket of water on it and clean it. Yeah, no problem. I get things done no matter what.
Is it also super important for you to stay like in hyper focus when you work with the tracks? Like, are you easily distracted?
No, not really. I actually mute my phone, and if someone just rings the doorbell or whatever, I just don't go out.
Okay,
sounds about right. But that's what I do.
Afterwards, like if it takes me 1 hour or 5 hours, I usually reach out if it's not too late, just apologizing that I was busy and whatever. So I'm quite polite in that way. Yeah.
Until a certain point.
Yeah. Some points of positivity, right?
Yeah.
And Theo, we know that he is definitely inspired by good beer, right?
Yeah, right. I'm drinking gin and tonic, but actually I rarely compose under influence. I don't know, I didn't for that. But if I do live performance or DJ set that is, I don't know, this Lampenfieber, I don't know how you say it in English, but stage fright, yeah, but that has to be a bit fight against, so then I tend to drink 1 or 2 beers. And of course, if you live in Germany, you eat kebab all the time. So, Dürüm fan, we have the best kebab in the world.
Oh my God, you look always so relaxed when you do your sets. So I don't feel anything of this stage fright.
If you would know, I'm inside, I try to hide it,
Yeah.
You hide it well.
Cheers to that.
And Barry, you have some Coke over there, I see, and
Coke, coffee, cigarettes, those are how you get music made.
Figures. Well, that's Coke Zero, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still got caffeine in it though.
Yeah,
right?
true. Any food? Nothing? No.
Not when you're working.
I tend to not eat anything down here in the studio either, but sometimes, you know, when you have a deadline or whatever, I can eat something small, like I don't know, crackers and cheese or whatever, and that always.
Like Pete said, pot noodles are popular, you know.
Yeah. Crackers are a bitch for the keyboard, though. It makes them crunchy.
Yep.
All right, and of course, Danko, you don't do any of that sort of thing. You're a professional, are you?
You don't eat, you don't drink.
Secret is that everything is, fueled by alcohol. I don't eat when I work. I don't drink when I eat. So, like, I eat, I don't drink, and then I work, and then I drink. I think these albums, because I have another day job and I got kids and family, so I have to sustain myself for a few nights a week and sleep 3-4 hours before I get up, take the kids to school and go to work. Beer helps. Otherwise I get bored, not because of the music, but because of the tedious work of tweaking things. So I actually enjoy drinking a few beers and working with audio. I think it's a great combo. You should try it one day.
One day, maybe.
And,
Never happened over here, ever.
And if anyone wouldn't know, you were involved with your own beer brewery stuff as well. Are you doing that nowadays?
Not since I moved to Germany, no. I haven't been brewing in, I think, 5 years. Mm-hmm. I actually met up with the Düsseldorf Homebrewer Association 2 weeks ago, and I met some people, demo sceners and brewers in Berlin a month ago. So maybe next year I'm going to actually do something about it and get back into brewing because it's fun. We'll see. If there's not like Pete is like, yeah, we're going to do the next Encore64 HD, then I don't have time to brew beer. Don't do it. Otherwise, maybe I can do it. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And Turbo Knight, any favorites? Do you eat or drink anything while you are in the studio doing music?
Perkele. I rarely eat nothing in the studio. It's just maybe weekends when I'm spending more time here, when I don't have that much to do this with the family. Usually my breakfast and lunch here is this one.
Karhu.
or this one.
Oh yeah. Both good options.
Like that, yeah. I do smoke weed sometimes when mixing because I've noticed my mixes are way more spacious after smoking.
You're tripping.
But I do it, but not usually in the studio. I just walk upstairs and make something up there and come back to my man cave. Actually, my studio is in my garage. I built a 10 square meter studio here. My car is like 3 meters from me.
Was it your summer car?
Well, I tend to drive it even in winters, you know. It's Toyota, it works in any temperature and
As a Finnish car should, right?
yeah.
I thought it would be something like salmiakki vodka. That some people introduced me to in Helsinki.
It's very nice.
It's a weird thing. It kind of works if you like it.
It's salmiakki. Of course it works.
Yeah. In Finnish weather, you have to build everything like really strong because it's like 50 degrees temperature changes here.
Yeah. Need to keep warm.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should showcase something now because we talked so much, right?
Yes,
And this is really good.
More
but
tracks from the album.
we need
This
to.
is why we are here.
Yeah, exactly. Like we definitely want to hear everyone's work. And oh my God, time flies so fast. It's incredible.
Yep, as always.
So I thought that our birthday guys release would be an appropriate continuation.
That seems very appropriate.
And also we talked about Jeroen Tel writing this when he was
Very
like
true.
16. That's crazy. That's crazy. So Peter Clarke did a Supremacy remix on this album. And what can we say? Enjoy.
And we're back. Very, very nice supremacy right there from Peter Clarke. That's that dude over there.
Welcome, birthday boy.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Where is my... let me just get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah, so I guess we get some questions here on the channel, and I don't need to guess because there are the questions before you say anything, Sligo. Thank you.
And for this, for the following questions, we're not gonna go like round the table. Just anyone who feels like answering the question, just jump in.
That's what I wanted to suggest. Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah, exactly. So whoever feels like taking the mic, feel free to do so. Yeah, it's FS has a good point here and a good question. How did you all collaborate for this album? Everyone composed his own track until a date, or were there reviews, checkpoints?
I can take that, if I may. It's okay with you, Pete?
Feel free.
So let him go.
So, you're gonna go? No? Okay. I'll go. Thank you for that. So basically, FS, and you spoke about great beer, but your name is actually a micro lager from Greece, FS.
Oh, that's why you wanted to take the question.
It's from Turkey.
Oh, Turkish, yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad. I actually I knew that. So the thing is that one of the main things with Encore is that if you're not having fun, don't do it. If this is becoming a chore and a burden, don't do it. Like we are not making any money out of this. Maybe Glyn had a wrong perception, and maybe Pete said something.
Millions.
But to be honest, it's like if you don't feel passionate about the track you're doing, and if you don't enjoy it and have fun, we don't want you to do it. And that was one of the first things that we decided after the first half of the first album. So you pick a track that you really want to do and that you have a reason for doing, and then you do what the hell you want. If it's symphonic, cinematic, synthwave, techno, metal, doesn't matter. So that is kind of the whole thing. And then we're having a couple of deadlines where, like, if you don't have a work in progress before then, you're out. If you don't have a kind of a mix by then, you're out. Because we didn't do that the first album, and it was very painful to herd the cats towards that. So from the first album on Encore 500 and onwards, we just set these rules, like if you're not got work in progress here, maybe you come in at the end, but we're not going to count on you, and that's easy for us, everybody involved, and so on. So do whatever you want, do however you want it, and then deliver some kind of proof that you are actually doing something at this date, and then let's say 10 months later or whatever that was, something that is similar to a final mix. And then we had this one deadline a few weeks ago where, because of my day job, I work as a lead at Ubisoft, and I had some stuff coming up. Like if I don't get this in time, I'm not going to have time to master this album in time for end of this year because of remix of the year. No, that was not important, was it? So yes, we did have some deadlines, but not that much, and it's more about whoever actually wants to do it, you just do it and do what you want. And if we have some people who couldn't deliver any of those deadlines, and that's fine, we'll make another album. There's always the next album. They did the previous album. There's no shade on anybody like that, because it's supposed to be fun. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry for the long-winded rant. Yeah.
Pete, you wanted to jump in on that one as well.
I mean, I did sort of have a few things to say, but then somebody sort of stole my thunder. But no, Danko is exactly right. It's about doing what you want, because if you're fulfilling a track that you have a connection with, that you have a passion for, a track that you love, we're going to get a better version of whatever it is out of you than if I suddenly say, all right, do this track, do it in this style, to that genre, and I want it by that date. No, let people employ their talent, put in their passion into something that they really, really like, and what you end up with ultimately is a much better result.
Yeah, I agree. As to this kind of the same question, but from the opposing side, like Barry or Base Cadet or Turbo Knight, Jogeir, Theo, how does it feel to be on the kind of other end of that? Was it better to have like a firm deadline to work towards, or not?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like if you don't have deadlines, you don't deliver. So we learned that from demo parties. So that's, I think, normal. If the deadline is coming near, there's some pressure, at least for me. And also thanks to Danko for giving me some pressure, which was needed to finish my track. So, but yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm 100% with you
all the time.
on this.
Yeah. But deadlines are necessary. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I guess it depends on the
They're pretty much
person.
the same for me as well, because I've been planning to make a Commodore 64 remix for more than 15 years, and I've done some work on them, but they still have been left in the closet to wait for the best moment to complete them, and having the deadline finally made me finish those tracks.
This seems like an excellent opportunity then. So
Exactly.
great.
How did you get involved with the project? Except that you already had this idea.
Who called you?
It was Romeo Knight who asked me to participate in the album because we already had made some of the work for our Paradise project, and it could be converted into the album as well, although it needed some perfect recording of our playing and also a little more work than just the backing tracks.
Yeah.
Perfect. Maybe that would be a perfect time actually to play this following track, because it was requested also by Bolo, and that would be your cooperation with Romeo Knight, and it's Warhawk. So,
Cool.
yeah, let's do this then. no,
Fully Doom.
The Fully Doom.
Kerrang! Fully Doom.
But yeah, theremin is such a magical instrument, and when it's done right, it's just giving you shivers. Like it's really.
Yeah, like Pete said on the Discord there, like everyone on the team said, haunting. Yes, it absolutely is.
And it's also like it's a little bit haunted, indeed.
Yeah.
Between science fiction and being haunted. But
And of interest here, as a kind of in the background while the track was playing, there were some plans being made. So there might be coming some new little tracks out with Bass Cadet playing the theremin again. We love that.
yes, definitely. And FS's question is so relevant here. Have you ever thought about forming a real band for a project? Since you have got people playing keyboard, theremin, violin, guitar.
Well, we have the Paradise project. It was originally supposed to be 3 people, and one person had to skip out for now. So it's just being me and Remy Knight. Yeah, I guess who has dropped out, but anyway. And I've been playing with some other bands, and last spring in May I got to play with an orchestra as the soloist.
Oh yeah, that sounded really exciting as you said it. Like meanwhile in between the tracks.
Stressing at least.
And challenging, yes.
Yeah.
As you said, yeah. And I guess the question was also meant to be for all of you together. Like if you put your heads together, let's say, and you form a band, because, well, there is also Romeo Knight with the guitar, and we surely have a keyboardist somewhere here, right?
Most likely, yeah.
I guess so.
Danko is a very accomplished key player, so at least that much we know.
He seems very enthusiastic.
I think the only thing that would go against it would just be the lack of proximity between us. Part of why the Encore project has been literally created remotely over Discord for for a huge part of the project is because we're so far apart. You kind of go UK, Sweden, Norway, Finland, United States of America, Germany, and all of the members of kind of the Encore team are spread across countries, and so traveling to a gig would probably be it's not like putting everything in the van and all taking off together as you would under the normal circumstances. There might be some planes and ships involved in getting it together, but yeah, other than that practicality, I am certain
it's like Morpheus and Sid 80s, they rehearsed over email.
Right.
For Sid Rip Alliance, they lived at, I don't know, 4 or 5 separate parts of Hungary, and they came together 1 week before the party, and then they did the rehearsals then. So, well, still possible, I guess.
Yeah, still possible.
Next Bit Live is sure to come.
Yeah, and that's in 1 year's time, unfortunately. So, but that's good. That's good. Then you can actually synchronize and figure some sort of plan out
for the next project.
For how to organize the rehearsals and when to meet up and what to do when and all of that.
Oh my God. Yeah, then do you guys remember the exact date when the whole Encore64 V2 project started to happen? Like the very first date that you can recall?
Was it before the first album was finished?
So Encore64 V2, we were talking about it from around March in this year. And I kind of said to everybody, right, we will start properly on the 1st of June. That will be the date when we will commence the production of the album. I think by that point, actually, a few people had already got ideas down in their DAWs, etc. So I don't think it was a cold start on June the 1st.
Okay, so you gave them...
Certainly, that was the official date.
Okay, so you gave everyone 2-3 months to think about it, like what tracks would they be involved with? Did you have any tracks in mind that you really wanted to have on the album? Like, let's say that, okay, someone just do this one because we really need to have it, or... Okay.
As Danko said earlier, absolutely not. It really is a case of kind of, if you're on the team, find something that you really want to produce, a kick-ass, knock it out of the park version of. Start to make it. Give us lots of work in progress MP3s as you develop it, and all these wonderful world-class sets of ears that exist on this team are going to give you feedback on it, and they're going to kind of say, what about if you did that? Or in the case of some of them, and Barry Leitch has referred to it elsewhere, take -3 dB off that 1400 hertz, it's a very skilled set of ears that listen to your music. It's quite daunting and frightening sometimes when you think, shit, I'm going to upload this and these. Look at that list of names that's going to listen to this, and then they're going to say something about it. But we've kind of all got past that now, and we all kind of know each other as friends and mates, and we're also very aware that you can't throw a hand grenade on somebody's work in progress. We're all kind of sensitive to the fact that we're all sensitive. So we do tend to be constructive and kind in terms of the things that we say, but honest as well at the same time.
Yeah. Can I have a speak?
Yeah.
In March when Pete mentioned new Encore, I was like reading every other line. And it took me like 2 days to make first version of Plastic Pop. And I was like, I didn't read that we started June. So I had my remix done in like 2 days in March, like one third of it or something.
So Turbo is...
after that I just, we started June, okay, I'm taking a little break and doing something else.
So Turbo is a really appropriate name.
And I have bad habit. I do read stuff people write to our Discord, but every other line, I don't read everything, And the Pete's always like, hey, you did it again. What's not to do?
I do have a question, Barry. How did you come up with the idea of Tetris, and were you kind of looking to do the longest remix ever? Was that kind of the motivation, or was it just because you loved the track?
No, there was several things. I mean, we all have these pieces of music we carry through our life with us, from back in the day, the C64C and stuff. And I always found that Tetris piece so beautiful and such a haunting piece of music. And whenever life gets you down and stuff, you go listen to some music, and I'd usually search out that Tetris piece. Usually by the time the music finished, you felt better for it, probably because the tune was so bloody long you'd forgotten what it was you were down about in the first place. But so here we are 30 years later after it was originally released, and I was watching the TV show Shogun. They just remade it recently.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
An Emmy award-winning show. It's
a great one.
Up there with The Sopranos and The Wire. It's 10 out of 10. It's excellent stuff. And I was watching that show, and one of the characters, without giving away a spoiler on it and stuff, at the end of the character Mariko's story arc, I just felt that sense of melancholy and bleakness and stuff, and so there I made the emotional connection between the two pieces, and that was where the idea for the remix came from. And I wish it only took 2 days like Turbo Night.
How much time did it take, really?
6 months, pretty much.
Oh my!
working on other stuff. But
Well, it's 27 minutes. So.
Yeah, so not turbo Leitch then.
no, hell no, not with this one. God.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Did you guys have any had to kill some darlings? Like, do you feel like, oh my god, that part should have been there, but somehow it was watered out or couldn't make it?
I'll see if somebody else wants to jump in first, but then I'll
Jogeir, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I was thinking about the ocean loader. You know, I when I first started it, I think I moved, you know, the solo part I made, my own solo. I think I moved it like 3 or 4 different places in the tune, but I didn't share it. I only shared one with everybody, so but that's for me, you know. But I also never told it, so it's something new for Pete as well. Yeah, I didn't feel right with it at first. It was a bit earlier, then I moved it a little bit later. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, you wanted to jump in there, Pete?
Yeah, so, well, on you guys' point, I mean, the one thing I kind of said to him was, you develop your remix and I will not comment artistically on it, because it is your remix and I really want you to take it where you want to take it. And so I kind of just said to him, look, you have full blessing from the original composer to just take that tune and do whatever you will with it. And I think what he did is fantastic. I love the fact that it isn't a one-to-one copy, that it does go in its own direction at times, but it kind of still keeps the soul of the original. No, what I was going to say in terms of murdering darlings, the only child killer on this team is Danko, you know, who tends to kind of, if he's mixing and mastering your tune sometimes, I've got to say, he's only done it once with me, and I've kind of evolved and learned to trust him, and so of the people whose remixes he is mixing and mastering, I'm probably one of the easier ones nowadays for him to do his thing and then say, there you go, there's a first mix. But yeah, he coined that phrase with me on the very first project. You know, sometimes you give your track to a producer and when it comes back you feel like someone's murdered your child. But there is truth in that, you know. You develop this attachment to this baby that you've made, and you send it away to be mixed properly, and then somebody obviously listen to it with a fresh set of ears for the first time, which you can't possibly do. You know, you are now effectively deaf to your tune because you've heard it so many hundred times. This person then mixes it and masters it and says, what do you think? And you go like, fuck, because it is so different sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody else kind of, it's that kind of give it to Danko and hope he doesn't murder your child, you know. I don't know whether he wants to respond to me on that.
Yeah, I think Danko is itching to respond here.
Well, I mean, no. My lawyer will talk to your lawyer about that. So the thing is, this is with mastering, where you say, you only get to hear a track for the first time once. Mm-hmm. And that is the main thing. It's not about how good you are with technology and how many cool, you know, plugins and analog outboard gear you got. It's about your ears and hearing it for the first time and trying to cognitively parse it and see what it can be and what needs to be done to fix it to be a bit better of what it wants to be. So just like he said, when you've been listening to it 1,000 times, producing it, mixing it yourself, you're kind of, you know, you lost your bearing of the balance, and that's fine. You should just keep doing what you do and you know, mix it and then ship it. And then the mastering engineer will have a fresh set of ears, and for the first time they're like, what the fuck, dude? So, but and then you're the cool thing that we can do within our time frame of the project is I can feed back to Pete or whoever is doing the mix, Jogeir, like, could you please take this up and down a bit? And then it's going to be easier for me to master it. And then they do that. I send it to them. They say, I don't like what happened to this one. Okay. And then we iterate for a few times, and then everybody happy, and it's a lot easier for me to master it. So I'm not there to like completely remold what they did. I don't want to change the aesthetics of their persona and their intention. I just want it to sound cohesive as an album. 1.5 hours, 14 tracks, right? All sorts of different styles to kind of sound in the ballpark, but I also want to preserve what they do. So instead of me putting in excessive limiting or EQ, you know, whatever, I tell them, if you take this track down and then this thing here change, then I can do less, and your track will still fit on the album. And that is how I do mastering in a nutshell. So, but again, like Peter said, you only hear something for the first time once, and then you hear it 1,000 times, you get lost. So mastering is not about a person with tech and gear and stuff. It's actually a new set of ears.
Yeah, makes sense. So there was a set of back and forth, but not too many. That sounds like it, at least. Right?
Except for the Jogeir, because that's like...
Yeah, but generally, Danko mastering your tune is taking it to the next level, but without changing the concept. So it's really... he knows what you meant by that. So he's just enhancing it to a level where you fail to enhance it to it, but without changing the characteristics. So it's really fine to work with him. Yeah.
Okay. And I like that you stepped in, because I think that we want to hear this biting track of yours with Necro. Yeah.
And before we do that, though, as you may have noticed, we lost a person. Barry Leitch has a Thanksgiving dinner to go to. So thank you, Barry. We didn't get to him in time. I sent him a message on the chat here, but didn't get to him in time. But hope you're having an excellent Thanksgiving dinner.
Indeed.
So.
Yeah, we wish the very best. And here is Theo and a Xenophobe featuring Necropolo.
By Barry Leitch.
Theo with Xenophobe featuring Necropolo. Crunchy!
Definitely, and very Theo as well.
Very Theo.
And that makes me actually think, because Pete said that Danko helped him a lot to start to appreciate some ants, but he's still not embracing it entirely. Or how is that now, Pete?
How's your aunt's sensibilities?
Yes.
Yeah, well, well, I mean, as you will know from Slay Radio Show to Slay Radio Show, I'm more tolerant now than I used to be. Hard unts still kind of, it feels like sandpaper up the back of my neck. So, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's a generational thing, I don't know. But no, I mean, I'm certainly more appreciative now of a few dance genres, definitely, you know.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Thank you, Danko.
You got no choice.
Exactly.
And then for the second album, we brought in the secret agent, Mattias Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pete, tell me that you did not appreciate the unts from Mattias Bryan.
And he couldn't.
Hey, he got newcomer of the year, so.
I can't. If you can get past Escamonica, which I did, you can get past anything. Yeah.
Escamonica is awesome, mate.
Well, that's you and Dane, because he ghosted me after that one. So.
So, have you guys read the channel in there? The questions channel. If there's a question you want to answer or pick up and answer yourselves, or do you want us to just shoot a question to you?
Just one thing I wanted to point out, that me and Turbo Knight wrote nearly at the same time, that we probably found Italo Disco the most impressive stuff from the 80s, and what most impressed us back then. So I found it really nice coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally appreciative about that.
Italo is awesome. Come on, with his amateurism and all the stuff. Yeah. It's just a way forward. I think it's a precursor of the tracker music, sort of like when people started to make music at home without having any knowledge about the shit.
Totally.
Affordable synths, or having an affordable sample like the Amiga. So,
yeah, and they were highly influenced by these. Yeah, and actually we got this question to you guys that each one of you can answer if you have any favorite 80s bands.
Oh, that is a good question.
They're all my favorites are 80s bands, so you know.
Thank you, Danko. Yes.
30 minutes, I'll just run them through. No, the mid 80s is my fave for pop music. There's just way too much. So now when it's back in style, Turbo Knight, I'm so happy because I love the sounds.
I love what you are saying, because Slagon keeps telling me 80s, no, and I say 80s, yes.
No, that's the clothing I'm talking about. What did you say, Turbo Knight? Sorry.
Yeah.
The 90s are coming back now, so prepare for bad shit.
Yeah, you know, I've been listening 80s music since 80s. I never stopped really. Okay, I've done my share of trance music, psytrance, drum and bass and stuff like that, but the one thing that stays is like 80s and Italo Disco and stuff like that, and I think Italo Disco is coming back really strong in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you can laugh now, but you thank me later if you start listening to it now.
I'm actually genuinely happy about that. Slagon is not, so.
Slagon just has a really bad taste of music.
I would say I agree, but
the biggest problem is that the 90s is coming back now, which is not as good as the 80s.
No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks. Yeah.
It's,
But very many things do kind of meld a bunch of the 80s stuff into more modern takes, which I do like a lot. There were a bunch of good tracks in the 80s, obviously. There's a lot of 80s stuff I love, but back in the 80s I used to be a rocker, didn't listen to anything synthesizer based at all, so I didn't actually listen to that sort of music back then.
My condolences.
Yeah, well, I have started listening to it since, so I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other day I'm listening to a Halloween type of music and he says that, yeah, I'm over this. It's been in the 80s.
No, that's not what I said. I
Almost.
don't know. No, not even close.
You were the
But
rebel back then.
It was some sort of very high tempo, like a pudel rock kind
power
of a thing.
metal. It's called power metal.
Power
Okay.
metal, yeah.
Yes.
Fast pudel rock.
Very
I call
similar
it.
to Halloween anyway, and they are touring together. So
Yeah.
Finnish power metal, we know that it doesn't have a competition. Sorry.
Bass Cadet, have you tried playing any theremin to metal?
Yes, I have played with a garage punk band as a
Wow.
feminist for a couple of gigs so far, and theremin headbanging is quite difficult. I can see that.
I'd love to see that.
That would have been awesome.
Any of that.
I think the sax would be a better instrument than the theremin in that scenario.
That is correct.
I have, if you people like Finnish power metal, you have to check out my friend. He's also a synthwave artist, but doing power metal. They have this new project called Dragon Knight. Check it out.
Dragon Knight?
Even the name sounds great.
Dragon Force is awesome.
Yeah, totally. Oh,
Lots of knights going on here.
and dragons,
Yeah, and dragons.
Dragon Slayer metal.
Yeah.
We just missed the tricks. Yeah. And the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Sorry, go on, Zion, you first.
No, who said Dragon Force is great? I feel. Yes. Anyway,
Thank
let's
you,
carry
Guitar
on.
Hero. Yeah.
So, where were we? Actually, I start to feel bad that we barely played music. So maybe we should get back to the magical theremin stuff there a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, a little bit.
Yes, a little bit, because I'm very eager to hear Green Beret as well from Bass Cadet, if that's okay with you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
And we can talk about this track as well, I guess after we listen to, because there might be a story behind each track. So,
Yep, let's go.
literally Gothenburg to us.
Yeah,
Hello.
it is.
And what we're seeing on the stream is Gothenburg out to Twitch and then Twitch back to you. So
Yeah, it's we talk. I think you
Streaming
guys
technology with Pete.
indeed.
I got advanced streaming technology with me.
There is a default compression on the broadcast when we go out from here, I guess, and then there is the several platforms as well giving their.
Yeah, Twitch has the lowest latency with about 4 seconds or something. YouTube is what, 20 to 30 seconds or something,
But
because
it's
they
not the
completely
delay.
re-encode.
Yeah, not only the delay, but the compression that affects probably the highest frequencies, and Theremin is highly impacted by that.
Yeah,
so
it's not so much the compression; it's the encoding.
yeah, that too,
so,
of course. So, yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, I think that Green Beret is so suitable for this. Like,
Oh yeah,
perfect. It's
makes it very, very haunted instead of I don't know, aggressive.
yeah, and also this beauty to it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, excellent
Rather
track.
spooky than aggressive, I would say. No.
Once again, sorry, I might not heard this.
Who said that?
Rather spooky than aggressive, I think. No.
Yeah, I tried to make it more dramatic, but it ended up being haunting. I guess.
Yeah, but it's really perfection in its own. And I think you guys might have played it. I'm not entirely sure about that. You might have played it on the stage as well, right?
Yeah, we did, and actually was making a music video for that on Pesky and Pixel Graphics on Commodore 64.
Oh yeah, now yeah, definitely. So yeah, so nice. I mean, we will be overwhelmed by all these tracks for like several weeks, and I don't know what your guys' habits of listening, but I tend to listen to tracks that I love about 100 times or even more. So
Yeah, I have now a separate tab for the album, and usually I put the album on repeat, because to me the order matters as well.
oh yeah, definitely.
So I kind of know what to expect next, and what kind of state or feeling it has, as it were. So yeah, very much looking forward to listening to the whole album on repeat a couple of times. Like I mentioned earlier, I didn't have time to listen through all of the tracks, just kind of listen to a couple, and then need to go back to that one, but yeah, I'm just gonna put them all on repeat, album format, and just let it go an entire day, like hopefully over tomorrow, last work day and everything. So Theremin comes in very handy, like a bit sad and emotional and all of that. So,
Yeah, I gotta ask you guys actually, do you develop addictions towards certain tracks as well? And do you also listen to them like a million times? And this question is for everyone.
Yeah, you sure do. I mean, like, I really like that I can still listen to a new track and I can feel the same I don't know, overwhelming feeling that I had when I was 20. So I still have tracks that I listen to the death when I'm bored, and then I move on and I listen to the next one. Yeah. There's always new stuff coming up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, very true.
I think for me, I've kind of listened more to these tracks on Encore64 version 2 than I did on either of the first two albums. Perhaps it's because I can relate to more of the tracks from back in the day, but also just the diversity of the styles that are in this album. I know Danko made the point that we kind of haven't got the 50-50 balance that we've had previously between demo and game music, but it's about, I think it's about 10 game tracks and 4 demo tracks, but certainly listened repeatedly to more of the tracks on this album prior to it being released than I did with either Encore 500 or with the first version of Encore64. So yeah, I think there's some great tracks on this album. From a personal point of view, if I was just listening as a punter and I didn't have a contribution and no vested interest, there are some great tracks by all these other people on here.
Yeah, completely agree. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, again, I very much look forward to having the time to actually listen to them properly, instead of maybe a works in progress or loosely not on the album. Because I don't know, me and Danko did the Zeitgeist album. The order in which the tracks played is very important to me, because it kind of builds a story of sorts.
Yeah,
Wasn't it? So Pete promised me that he would make the song track sequence if I would be to master it. And that didn't happen now, did it? So when I was mastering this album, I had to figure out in what order to do things. And there is a lot of things that goes into that. It's not just what you hear, it's also statistical streaming data from Spotify or whatever, should we ever post this album there, and how people actually listen. The behavior of listening to music online changed drastically the last 10 years. So I spent a lot of effort into that, but also the pacing and so on. And now it's just a bunch of individual tracks and Remix 64 in it. So yeah, that was worth it. Don't start listening to Tetris. But also, it's not the last song either. Shouldn't be.
It's the car jewel of the album. So. The track listing is proper, so you've done it well, mate.
Thanks.
What's the order?
And as you said, Slagon, you're gonna listen to this on repeat. I never ever want to hear this album again after. Because when you master it, that's all you do, like for 2 weeks.
Remember, you gotta marketing this thing right now.
No, that's Pete. It's the other dude.
So you're making his job harder now. I get it.
Jokes aside, I actually took a few days off once we were done. And done meant like we were done, and then 5 more updates from Jogeir, and then we were done. And then I took less than a week, and then I listened to it, and that was a whole different experience from when I was digging into working with the stuff. But I think that I'm gonna appreciate the album even better in the future, because it's still been, so much of the technicalities and whatnot. And I appreciate so much work and effort that went into it from so many people. So I'm gonna rinse, and then maybe in January I'm gonna listen to it fresh ears as a bystander, and I think I'm gonna appreciate it even more. So that's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. But whenever you're deep into something, you have a hard time kind of context switching from being knee deep in all the details of a thing, and then backing out to like a bird's eye view of the thing. So yeah, it's always a process of getting to the bird's eye view afterwards. But for me, as a first time listener, it's probably gonna go on repeat a couple of times before I even start to get even a little bit bored. I think.
How much time do you have at work to repeat Tetris, though?
That's a good point. It's like you start it twice, and then the workday is over.
I envy your workday's length.
Danko, I want to know, when you were mastering Paris track, did you listen it through like many times, or how did you master it?
What track?
Barry's track, the half an hour one.
Yeah. So I actually spend quite a lot of time every week hanging out online and talking to Barry Leitch, like unrelated to the project. We always did that since the previous album, and so he gives me the main idea of why he made the song and the emotional aspect of it. And I think he in the interview that Lala did on Remix 64, you have some of that with the Shogun TV show and so on. But he gave me even more of his personal, emotional engagement to the track. So when I had that, that's all I think about. Like, do I translate his track to this? So I actually did a lot less with his track than I would otherwise, because I don't want to change his emotional intention and aspect, because it's so deeply rooted in what it did. So this is one of the few tracks that is not exactly the same tonality as the rest of the album, because 28 minutes, right? I don't want to ruin this, because to me, this track is going to be forever like beloved as this, epic track for everybody else who is feeling low and down and depressed as they listen to it. And I don't want it to be too bright. I don't want it to be too percussion and so on. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I listened to it many times before I mastered it, because he sent me his work in progress for a month on and off. And then at the end, it's kind of this progressive adding of things, and you can divide it into three different moments. So I listened to those three moments for the mastering, and then I made the technological LUFS normalization, blah, 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 loudness stuff. And then I did a lot of manual volume automation writing, and that's it. But actually, I didn't do a lot when it comes to EQ or compression or anything like that. Yeah, it became technical, sorry for that. But it's like, I think it's going to become one of the best remixes ever made. And who am I to change and make it different from what he did, right? The intention, I tried to keep it as good as I could. So you're talking about the hardest track that I remixed, not because it was 28 minutes long, but because of the emotional impact that I think it's going to have. So sorry about the rant, but yeah.
Oh, that was in-depth.
Okay, that was great explanation.
Yeah.
I was mostly thinking this, the humorous way, because you have to listen to all the parts. But hey, you went slide mastering with it. It's great, and it kept the feeling, just cleaning up stuff.
Yeah.
Probably the whole track must have been something like, obviously from Alcatraz, like Amiga demo 40 minutes long. So probably it was like, no one at the end was like, I don't want to see it again, but it was still a masterpiece at the end. But because of the length, this is something special.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess shortly we will look into this. I'm actually thinking that we might still give the people a little bit of sneak peek of what Mattias Brian did here, because Fist 2, Song 2 was also requested, and maybe after that we can come back like for a last chit-chat if it's good for everyone.
Yeah, I think that will work out timing-wise very, very nicely.
Yeah, time flies really fast, and we didn't even have time for like all the artists to play today, so
that means good that all of the tracks are now on RKO, so remix.qued.org, and some track info I guess will be fed into the info for the tracks on remix64.com, so go to both of those sites for some more information on the tracks. I don't know, are you planning on releasing the tracks somewhere else as well?
I think just because of the extra stuff that happened this time during the production process, there wasn't time to tick some boxes. And one of the boxes that I've not yet managed to tick is to get proper agreements with some of the original composing artists. And before we would upload the tracks to Spotify or somewhere else, which are obviously considered commercial locations, I would want to get those agreements in place. So realistically, we're probably talking early 2025 when it will appear on Spotify, iTunes, et al. Probably multiple streaming sites. But the intention, yes, is to get them up there.
Yeah. So until then, you can still get them from RKO, which is very, very nice. Someone asked about FLAC versions and things like that. Are you setting up some sort of Bandcamp page for this, or something where people can actually get to FLACs?
Danko, jump on that if you want to. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
there we go.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother.
You're welcome, brother.
So the whole idea is that the intention is for this to be on Spotify and everywhere else, but the paperwork is tremendous and it's really hard to track down certain people. That we managed to do it in 2 albums is impossible. I had a very long chat with Mitch van Heijden earlier this year, from German remix group, and he said they have to stop trying to make albums for Spotify because he can never get the license agreements in place. So this is the first Encore album that we decided, let's just ship it for Remix64 and Quet, RKO, and then deal with the rest later. I think we're more than halfway there when it comes to legal stuff. So as Pete said, next year, let's deal about that, because that is the most boring and most difficult shit with these projects. Let's not have that attenuate the love and the warmth and the amazing stuff about the music. So let's just ship it for Remix64 now, and then we'll see next year. But to be honest, and Mitch said this, this is the hardest thing for them to try and make albums where nobody wants to sign the contracts and they cannot legally post them on Spotify. That we managed to do it for 2 albums in 3 years, that's astounding. And he was like, how did you do that? Pete spoke to people and they signed it, so it's really hard, and if we can do it, we will, but at least you will have the music now. You got it today already, right? So that's my rant.
Danko.
Rant of the night.
Yeah, Danko, it's not that hard. Can I release your music commercially? Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Okay, thanks. So this is how it works.
Barry already that shit. Can't ask him anymore.
Yeah. Okay, let's play one last track and then come back for a bit of a goodbye and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
Tetris.
Okay, goodbye, Tetris. Yeah.
Yeah, see you in half an hour.
Actually, Bolo was requesting this one. Mattias, Brian, and Fist 2 Song 2 is going to play us next, and we will get back to this Tetris thing soon.
Excellent track right there by Mattias Bryan. Fist 2, Song 2. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2.
Yep. So we are back for our last little chit chat here
Yes.
before we finish the evening with half hour of Tetris.
Yeah. FS has been a prolific questionnaire, but he actually has a very good point here. He says, thank you for your great work. Is there any way to appreciate your work except other than buying you beer at the next live event?
I think probably the most constructive way that everybody can appreciate the work. We do this for our own satisfaction, and to feed the horrible drug addiction of music that we've had for most of our lives that we're never going to kick. We're going to be on it until the day we die. The most sincere way you can kind of pay us, go on to Remix 64 and write your thoughts in a comment. And if you all of the people who make all of the remixes that end up there on Remix 64, nobody gets paid for that. The only payment anybody gets for that, everybody gets for that, is just in your feedback as an audience. And so, that's part of what we do it for, is to kind of get that, hopefully a good reaction from people. And probably the worst thing you can do is show us indifference, which is just go, yeah, right, okay. Not put a smiley on, not put a comment on, not bother reviewing it. That's probably the worst thing. So to just kind of go there and give it a little love, or give the particular tracks that you like a little bit of love, that payment's enough. But commercially, no, there's no way to give us any money for it. And obviously if and once we get it up onto the streaming sites, that a certain small amount of revenue comes with that anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good point. I love that point that you all do, or we all do it for free. We put the tracks out there for anyone and everyone to consume however they please, and essentially all we want is a little bit of feedback. So yeah, very good point. Very good point.
Yeah. Also, the Remixer of the Year voting is about to close in a month or so. So don't forget,
about
people.
To close.
No, sorry. It's closing actually at end of January, right? Let me check the date now, because it's been a while.
Yeah, it's like 20th of January.
19th of January, I
19th.
think.
Thank you. You know it by heart, I see.
I wasn't paying attention, obviously. The Remixer of the Year awards have no bearing on this album whatsoever.
None.
No. 19th of January.
Yes.
What did you say, Theo?
Sorry?
No, it was the 19th of January. Just by accident, Pete knew the dates. That's
Completely by accident.
nothing to do with the remix of the year.
Just quote me.
Yeah, so there are 52 days, 54 minutes left for voting, people. Please go ahead and cast your votes in, because the best is to put them in early, so you don't need to do it the last day. And I see that Barry is back.
Hello, Barry.
Barry is back. Hello, Barry.
Yay! How was dinner, Barry? How was dinner, Barry?
Now we can play your Tetris song.
Just made right on time back for that, yeah.
It was excellent. I'll post pictures.
Yeah.
It was excellent. It was excellent. I'll post some pictures.
Nice to hear. You got plenty of turkey, I guess. Okay, so you got plenty of turkey.
I'm envious to that. I want to have that too.
Nice. Yeah, I guess I have one ask, kind of in the same vein as Pete's just talked about. If you guys that are viewing this have a favorite track from the album that we have played so far, if you could jump over to YouTube, to the Slate Radio channel, and type a comment with the favorite track of yours, and maybe explain why as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. So cast your votes on YouTube as well.
Yeah, exactly. Or give that some a little bit of traction, as it were.
Yeah.
Because we also do this for free, so.
Yeah, and I'm just checking back how many tracks we managed to play from the album. Let's see, about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks.
Oh.
So more than half of the album was played
that's
tonight.
impressive.
Yay!
That's impressive, actually. I mean, I'm ever so slightly impressed by ourselves here.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget, still there are some artists that we didn't manage to play tracks from, like
Glyn
Brown, and he is also there on the album. So,
do you guys have a favorite ending track from the album that you would want us to play?
Well, what are you going to do an excerpt from Tetris next? Do you say?
we planned to play part of that, I think. If not the whole 27 minutes, maybe.
Tell you what we can do is we play a couple of minutes of Tetris, just so people get a feel for the track, and then we'll put it into the background, and we'll come back and say our final goodbyes. How's that for a plan?
It sounds good. And then if you want to play out on something, I mean, I would plumb for Glyn's track, just to have a little sneaky peeky at what Professor Brown has produced this time. But up to you.
No.
You know.
Yeah. I would play the whole track Flick song or nothing, so either that or that.
Well, that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
Slagon, what you gonna do when the 27-minute track makes it to the rotational and people will request it?
Oh, I'm gonna do what I did with Tomsk's Knucklebusters. I'm gonna do a radio edit of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
You really
yes.
would do that?
Yes.
No.
It's all or nothing.
You are cruel. That's.
I know, right?
Yes, you are. I know you have a radio station, but that's cruel.
Sorry, Barry. Or maybe Barry could do a radio edit of it. That would be excellent.
Not gonna happen. The piece was such an epic piece in the first place. I mean, don't you remember? You were in 1988 thinking it was insane.
Wait, just give me a sec.
Little bit of sound difficulties here.
Yeah, that sounded very garbled. Let's do that. That's better.
The original track was also epic and long.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original was such a beautiful piece.
Yeah. Anyway, how about it? We'll play a couple of minutes of Barry's Tetris, and then we'll put it in the background so we have a bed music playing that, and we'll come back and say our final goodbyes.
Okay, and then we close with Glyn's track.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay.
That sounds great.
So yeah, let's get a taste of Barry's Tetris Mariko's Thrill remix.
Wow.
Wow, so we are back, and Tetris from Barry Leitch, the first 7 minutes, I would say, yes. And I gotta say that I'm also falling for this very melancholic melody. It just keeps looping sometimes in my head. So I understand why he chose this.
Yeah,
it's just
it's a beautiful track. It's a very beautiful track. But we still have the guys here. But for some reason, the call went really bonkers, and sounds like this now.
Testing. How scratchy are we?
oh my god, like all the echoes and all the distortion is there.
So no idea what happened there, but we're gonna keep you guys muted for now and say our goodbyes here. I hope we covered most of the things that we were kind of aiming for covering here. Can we get a thumbs up from you guys over there? There we go. Excellent. Sorry it ended on this sad note with the audio quality because, well, we can bring you in and you can say a quick goodbye, each of you, one at a time, one at a time and whatnot. It's going to be crackled, but at least people will hear you. Pete, start you.
So thank you everybody for coming and joining the show and listening to the album. Please get yourselves over to RKO and Remix 64. I'm sorry if it's horrible sound. I'll try and not speak as forcibly. But thank you and good night.
Barry.
Thank you to everyone on the Encore project. Thanks to the Slay Radio guys. Watch Jogeir.
Danko.
So I'm just happy to be part of this third time, and love you everybody, and keep the scene alive. Proper.
Terror Knight.
I am a robot. Thank you for listening.
Jogeir.
Yeah, thanks. As Barry says, thanks to the Encore guys and to the listeners as well. And share the music, share the love. Be well. Live long and prosper.
Theo.
Yeah, also thank you if you listen to the tracks. We love it. And keep up the vibe. Cheers.
Cheers. And final words from
Base Cadet.
Base Cadet.
Thanks to everyone working on this project. It was really an opportunity to get along, and everyone keep on making good Encore64 music for us to remix.
Thank you, everyone,
Definitely
and
agreed.
thank you guys for taking the time to talk to us and doing the release party here. I loved everything I've heard so far, and like I said earlier, I look forward to getting the chance to actually listen to every single track properly, and peace and quiet around me, and just ingest it, or I don't know. Listen through properly.
Yes, process it properly.
Yes.
So, and thank you guys for your dedication and time that you gave to this album, and big thank you that you did this for the scene and completely for free, really. So it's fantastic, and the quality is insane. So we highly recommend everyone to go to Remix64 and download the album from RKO, remix.qued.org. And again, I think it's the last month proceeding now of the year, and people should start to cast their votes on the remixer of the year 2024. So don't forget to leave your reviews, feedbacks on the tracks, and that will elevate the tracks that you want to see in the top 3, top 10.
That's
and,
how voting works.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
correct.
And as you can expect, the Remix 64 show will happen around February, when after we close the votes in January, you will hear about the winners from us, basically, from this studio as well. So looking forward to that. We still have a month of this year, and 19th of January the voting closes.
So make sure you go and vote as early as possible.
Yeah. And thank you guys again. What will happen on Slay Radio? We just need to give a short update on that. Next Thursday there won't be a show because I'm not going to be here physically, but if you feel like doing anything, maybe with Boz or on your own, feel free to do so.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to do a show on my own radio station.
I know, I'm always kind to you, right? Thank you. So yes, indeed. So we will be back basically on the 12th of December, also with a special show, because we will have a guest.
We will indeed, Mr. Get in the van.
Pay
sorry.
attention. Jesus, don't do that. Yes.
Get in the van. Mr. Mibri will be with us on the 28th.
12th of December.
12th.
Yes, Thursday. And after that we will...
It is the 28th now.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, no date.
So we will be back on the 12th and 19th of December, and after that, of course, there is Christmas. So that's the next month's schedule. And of course, you can always go to Boz Radio on other days of the week and check out their live shows. They play a bit more commercial music than us, but
a little bit.
Still, it's good.
Today was very commercial-like, with an album and everything.
True, album release party, indeed. So, thank you everyone for tuning in, for your questions. Guys, again, thank you for your time, for this show as well, and for the album. Tremendous work and quality there.
Yes.
So looking forward to that, to re-listen.
Yes. And I hope everyone got answers to their questions that they post as well.
Yes, and if they didn't, I guess they still can write, and maybe they will get an answer in written form.
Exactly.
After that. So
again, thank you everyone for joining us, and see you in 2 weeks' time.
Indeed, and we say goodbye with Glyn Brown's Illumination, also from the album. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.